Hi guys, this is Achilles Walnut coming back to you with Arma tutorial. Zeus with mods Achilles. Oh, I nearly forgot the title then. It's been one of those days for me. If you remember from the last couple of videos, we've covered a majority of these. We got up to fire support and I showed you how to do create targets and aggressive fire, all that stuff. While I'm thinking about it, I've come back to these recently. I've been having a bit of a mess around with them, and while I was doing that, I've noticed quite a few people are asking about the fog on the Zeus. It's very restrictive. I mean, you can only see about what, 2 kilometers in a circle around you, maybe, give or take. And especially when you're building quite a few missions and you're stuck in here and you're jumping around and all sorts of stuff, it can get quite irritating. Or if you just want to watch people play, get some good shots or videos with it, it's quite annoying. So I've been digging around on the internet, reading posts and God knows what else, and there is actually a way you can increase it. Now the way I found out was for single player stuff, so like Liberation, where you can use Zeus, and you know when you press the escape button you get that what do you call it, debug box, I'm just going to call it, pops up. Unfortunately that doesn't pop up in public Zeus, which is quite irritating because you need that to do it. However, this is where development tools come in. If you go and click this executive code module, it basically pops up. It's just a basic command module kind of thing. So this is what you need to do, and if you watch the fog, I'll show you. If you type in set view distance, and make sure the view and distance both have capitals on the first letter and set is a lowercase. And for an example, I'm just going to type in 20,000. Now that means 20 kilometers or 20,000 meters. So if you type it in meters, it remembers it better. And just press OK. Now obviously we're on a local thing, so don't worry about that. Just press OK. Boom! You now have 20 meter view range. 20 meters, sorry, 20 kilometers view range. Just an FYI on that, your FPS really does take a massive hit from it. I'll show you on this for example. At the minute mine's showing about 17, 18, which is not good. It was showing about 50 or 40 earlier. So what I'm going to do is do it again, but I'm going to decrease it to about 6,000, so that's 6 kilometers. Press enter. There you go, slightly better. I'm only getting about 30 now, I think. Yeah, about 30. So if you do use that, and remember it's only with Achilles only, you can't do it in public Zeus or anything like that. If you do use it, make sure you try and get the distance as something your computer can cope with, because remember when you got your players on and you're putting all your bits and bobs down, it's really going to start hitting your FPS, so just watch out for that. But yeah, it's took me 2 days to find this, so unfortunately I can't remember the name of the post, but whoever put it up, thank you so much, it's really awesome. Okay, so let's move on. We got up to fire support, objectives, all pretty standard. Objects. Here we go. Now, I've had to play around with these, and some of them, if they work, I think you need to be a player to see it work, if that makes sense. I mean, attach to is pretty obvious. You just attach something to someone else. So if I just stick a hunter down, and this only works on a few things, so you gotta be honest, the best way is to just mess things around with. So apparently, there you go, goes attached to it. So oops. So all you do for that is you just select whatever you want, put this on it, and then you highlight what you want to attach it to and just press enter. And they sort of get very close to each other. Now that can be quite useful in a way. If you got, say, a lot of... Well, no, that doesn't really matter. I mean, if you got lots of units, you can just select them all anyway and just move them around. But I won't actually know what you could do that with. I don't know. I'm sure, being the awesome Zeus mission creators you now are, you'll find some use for it. That's one of the things I don't really use myself. But yeah, I mean, the problem is they're now stuck like that a bit. So it's yeah, I don't know. I personally don't use it, but I'm sure you'll find some use for it. Change height. This is self-explanatory. It changes the height. Can't get any more than that. But so let's say we're going to stick a helicopter up. We'll just put him on a patrol. Move that over there a bit. There we go. And we want his height to change, so we can change to how high or low he's flying the patrol. So let's say, oh, I don't know, 30 meters. So hopefully he should start. There you go. See, he's a bit lower now. And obviously with that set view distance, it looks a lot better, don't it? No, that really does actually look a lot better. Can't believe it took me that long to figure it out. Sorry on that one. Now we'll show him higher up. So we'll set, oh, I don't know, 200 meters. Just for. Oh, there he is. He really shot up, didn't he? Wow. So yeah, so if it's going up, he shoots straight up, but if he's going down, he gradually declines to it. So that's how you can use that. I've only used it on helicopters because that's, and planes obviously, but because that's the only thing you'd use it on. I don't think it would work with anything else. I mean, we could try. We could have a bit of a volunteer. So we got Sergeant Bumsniff, or whatever his name is. No, it does work. And then he falls, so he doesn't have a parachute, which is a pain in the butt. Oh well, if you want to create a scenario with that somehow, I'm sure you'd find a way. You could do, I don't know. Oh, that's what you could use. I suppose you could use him as a sort of like a failed parachute drop or something. I don't know. But I'm sure you'll have fun with that one. Next we have got create IED. Now to do this we go to Units, Empty, and if you just type in something like junk, you got all this stuff. I mean, you can use pretty much anything really, but I like using things like this. So let's say we got, here we go, garbage belt. Boom. We're gonna stick that behind there, like that. And then we're gonna go to our Create IED. If you just click on that bit there, you come up with this box. Now, if you remember the suicide bomber from a couple of videos ago, and now I think it is, exactly the same, except it stays still because it's an IED. So you got your explosion size, got how deadly it is, you got whether it can be disarmed or not, you got how long it takes to disarm the actual bomb, how it's activated, if it's jammable, which is part of this thing here. This equipped with IED jammer. And the activation distance and which side activates it. So we'll leave it on NATO for now. So that is now an IED. And I will prove it to you. I will get a hunter. I'll stick him up here. Now unfortunately the AI is actually quite intelligent, so they actually do try and physically miss it. So he probably won't work, but we'll see. So we know it's got a 10-meter activation radius. Yeah, he drives around it. Damn. Oh no, there you go. Well, close enough. But so yeah, that's how that works. I mean, you can use pretty much anything on this list. I mean, you can even use other cars. You can use. I mean, you got. If you go down to this things bit, a lot of these are quite useful. You can use. Like, I'll just have a really small ammo box hiding behind a rock. Then you make it an IED. Let's do it a bit better this time, shall we? So, obviously, if you're driving, the last thing you're going to be looking for is an ammo box on the side of the road, aren't you? So, there you go. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, he's alive! Oh, how is he alive? That's incredible. Okay. But, I mean, you can get really creative with it. You can make it, you could build like a roadblock with wrecked vehicles and could turn them into IEDs, or you could stick an IED in one. So yeah, they really do make a lot of danger. But what you should do is stick some that are pretty obvious. So sort of have, oh I don't know, maybe a garbage bag or something. And just stick it like right on the side of the road, and it'll be kind of pretty obvious. So most people would avoid it. I mean. I've driven straight over these things when not a care in the world, but you know, to be honest, the last thing in my mind is looking for a garbage bag while driving down the road. But if you do that, make it really obvious, and then sort of like, well, like here for example, have one hidden here or in the bush, or you could have one here in the town hiding. You know, make some obvious and make some that aren't so obvious and mix them up a bit. Really keeps them on their toes, and it's quite fun when they get it wrong as well. So moving on, we got enable disable simulation. Basically what this is well, disable simulation. So as you can see, he's doing his usual looking around and, well, slightly looking around. He'll probably scratch his foot in a bit or look in the bottom of his shoe, that stuff. This just basically makes him zombie-like. And I clicked the wrong button. That was genius. I meant to click no. There you go, he just freezes. See? Completely froze. And then if you click it again and select yes, he goes back to doing his usual stuff. What you could use that for, I don't know, to be honest. I suppose if you're doing the little cameos with the ambient animation, instead of having them repeatedly on a loop, you could use that enable disable simulation, and so it only activates when the player is nearby, so to speak, or you only start it when the player is nearby. But that's the only thing I could think of, to be honest. There's probably more options. I mean, it's like I keep saying, just keep playing around with it, keep trying stuff, see what you come up with. And like I said, I'd love to see some of your creations. I might even do videos on them. Just do a bit of a Zeus showcase or something. Yeah, a Zeus showcase. There you go. Yeah, actually, that's an idea. But moving on. So, equipped with IED jammer, and I deleted my IED. That was genius. This is very self-explanatory. So let's stick a bobcat down. Oh, I do love bobcats. Okay. As you know, most of these bobcats are actually sort of designed to be oh, what do you call those guys? Demolitions and logistics and repairs and all sorts of stuff. And they're designed to be tough. Now, obviously, that's not always the case because they can still get blown up. But if we have this IED, so we'll do that. We'll do deadly. Yes, 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 yes. Is it jammable? We'll make it yes. And then we'll do this equipped with IED jammer. On here, add it. Yes. Now, I will show you myself this one. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Show you myself. And I'm going to be super smart and stick my head out the turret. Alright, here we go. So remember, see look, there's the IED right there. Actually that blends in quite well, doesn't it? Now if I did it right, it shouldn't blow up. There you go. So what you could use that for is if you equipped one vehicle with an IED jammer, you could make it so they have to lead a convoy or they rove ahead of a convoy or something like that, and it's their job to go down a route you've made and they have to find all the IEDs and disable them or something like that. So it actually gives them something to do, and then you obviously because they've got the IED jammer, they won't get exploded, but if they miss one, then the convoy suffers. So that could be quite an interesting scenario, and I might keep them out just in case I need them again. So hide object, very simple. It hides the object. Now one thing about this is this cannot shoot, it cannot be shot at, it cannot be destroyed. It can probably be destroyed now I've said that, but that's up to you to try. Actually screw it, I'll try it myself just to see if I'm wrong. Probably am. Boop. But yeah, technically they're invisible and they don't shoot, they don't can't be shot at, and no, so they can be destroyed. Our vehicles can, so technically yeah. But you could use it for ambushes. So they so for example, if we got a really nice wooded area somewhere, I know I'm staring at wooded areas, but I'm talking about like a here we go, this type of thing. So let's say part of your mission is they need to patrol through this little ravine area and go up and around up to Achilles or whatever, or back this way, and you can stick a few guys down. Now remember, when you do that and make invisible, they won't shoot and they can't be seen. So they're there, but it saves you having to do all the hold your fire stuff or don't be fired upon with the click of the button. So you can use them to set up ambushes, and then obviously what you do is you just get your hide objects, then change it back to no, and it reverts back to being seen. So yeah, that's how you can use that. Make invincible, self-explanatory. If this is probably useful in Milsims. If you got say a HVT and the order is to capture him alive, you know, as in or dead, then you can make him invincible. So even if he does get shot at, have grenades thrown at him, or someone runs over him with a tank, he still won't die. So they can't fail the mission. Or so you could use it in that type of way. Or you could just make it so like you got a Rambo guy or something, you know, follow Rambo, and he can't get shot, but players can. Something like that. Rotate objects. Oh, how can I explain this one? Well, what it does is you get your object and you rotate it. That's pretty much it. But it's on all the axis, so you can make some really weird combinations. So you could use it to make car crashes, or well, you could use it for anything really. I'll keep you out. Trying transfer ownership. I honestly do not know what that does. I think with it being the LAN I'm showing this on, that might be more for the actual servers and stuff when you got other people. So I'm not entirely 100% sure on that, but I think it's something to do with who actually controls it, or the unit or something. Players. Okay. This is simple. Change side of the player. So you can choose anyone you want. You can choose, well, for example, if you got, say, a group. So you know when they make their own unit, the players, it does that, or you can change all the sides. It's just play around with it. It means if you want to, you can have your. So this one's NATO. Zeus plus 2. No, what was it? Zeus 16 plus 2 NATO. You can have it so you can make the players friendly with the independents, factions, and then you can change it round as though they've created a crime against them and now they're at war with them. So you can use it in that type of way. Create teleporter. Self-explanatory. You just you make somewhere where you can teleport to. You then use this one down here, teleport, and you can choose obviously a player again, a group, a side, anyone, and then they can. I'll show you. Oh no, I got rid of that guy, didn't I? Damn. Okay, let me just find someone. So teleport. We will teleport him, and then we'll include a vehicle. Oh no, it's players only. So yeah. So you could use that for. Oh, I don't know. Say if they're falling behind because their vehicle got destroyed or something, you can just teleport them up a little bit or something like that. Just so they don't have to respawn, basically. Set radio frequencies. This works with task forward radio. Unfortunately, I forgot to install that when I started up the game, but I can come back and cover that one in the next video, no problem. Reinforcements now. This is fun. Okay. So create a new LZ. It's self-explanatory. You create a landing zone for your reinforcements. You can create as many as you want. You can stick them wherever you want. I'm only doing them around here to show you. Now RP, you create new RP, is your return point. So what happens is when you spawn a unit, it comes to a landing zone, it drops off people or something like that if it's a helicopter, and the helicopter will fly back to the return point and despawn basically. So I'll stick one over there. It's about what? 2.5 kilometers away, which will be enough, and then you go down to spawn units and we'll stick it over here. Now this one can take a little bit of time to load up sometimes, especially if you've got a lot going on. So we'll use Blue 4 because that's who we are. We're going to be NATO. We'll do helicopters. We'll have a Ghost Hawk. Now this relates to all this up above. So if you've got a Ghost Hawk, you can make it return to base and despawn, which is that RP area we put down, or you can make it stay at the LZ. Where that one's mostly useful for vehicles than helicopters, to be honest. Now the LZ is the ones you put down, well the ones I put down, for example, by the town near me. I always stick it at random because it's more fun. Type, this is how this unit below exits the vehicle. So it would land at the landing zone. If you've got ACE installed, they can fast rope or they can power drop. We'll show power drop in this example. Obviously we're NATO, we're going to have a assault squad. I mean, you can choose all sorts. So it's entirely up to you. Actually I'll use a rifle squad. So it's up to you what he thinks most appropriate to reinforce for your players. The unit RTP, unit return point, which is that one. These guys will, after doing their mission, which is basically help out your players, and they'll automatically start heading back. And their unit behaviour when they land, so you can have them as combat, ready to fight, cautious or relaxed. I always use default, which is the aware. Now, there they are. So what they'll do is the helicopter will go over here. I'm not entirely sure which one he's going to be honest. Have a look. Ah, he's going to this one. So while he's doing that, I'll show you supply drop. Very simple. You stick this wherever you want. Obviously, because we're blue floor, we choose them. We choose NATO. We can have helicopter or car. So we'll have, let's do a car. We'll have a hemp cargo. I'll have it, oh, actually. Oh, there you go. There you go, there's your reinforcements. Now what he'll do is he'll turn around and head back off there and despawn. These guys will do the same as well once they regroup, and if there's any enemies, they'll take care of them, and then they'll go as well. So I'll now show you supply drop. So we've got cars. Vehicle behaviour will make it stay at the landing zone, or make it go the nearest. Obviously it's a vehicle. Hang on. Oh, sorry, my mistake. I'll show you on helicopter, it's easier. So we've got power on, that will return. I'll do that nearest. It can drop a vehicle. So, I mean, it can drop an ammunition crate or a vehicle, entirely up to you. We're going to let it drop a car, and we're going to drop a Prowler H&G. There you go. Now what that will do, that will go to where they are over here, and then that will drop the car, and then the players can jump into it, or however you want to use it. I'll show you the ammo box. So instead of choosing vehicle, you'll pick ammo crate. Cargo, you can have it as normal, or well, normal, you can edit what's in it. You can have arsenal, or you can have it empty. I'll choose arsenal for this. I'll have the military one, and I don't know why it's doing that, but ammo, I'll have ammo, that's better. Scroll down to supply box NATO, and then it'll be on a helicopter again. It'll come in, it'll drop it. I'll show you closer because it's a bit easier. And then I think he either lets it go and lets it drop, or he physically lets it touch the ground. So there you go, you can rearm and resupply in a very realistic way, which is good, especially if you're doing Milsim. I mean, this is quite cool anyway when you're doing it. Respawns we've already covered. Scenario flow. There you go. Always dropped it. And then he returns to that little place we put down up here, the RP. And he's off. Oh, don't crash. That's the last thing you want. There we go, we're good. Okay, so scenario flow. Change side relations. Now, what this does is it lets you make people friendly with others, or enemies, or all-out war between all three factions. Obviously we're blue for, so we can make them either hostile or friendly to op4, or independent or nobody. So what you could do is you could have op4 are friendly to independent, and you can either let the players know this has happened, or you can keep a secret from them and see if they figure it out themselves. So what I'll do now is I'll show you. I'll stick down a unit of CSAT. Oh. I'll do the same with AAF. Sticking quite close to each other as well. There you go. So now they're both happy. And now if we wanted to change it for whatever reason, I mean, you could turn it at some random point in your mission that independent becomes friendly to blue 4, and you could play a message for that, and then this independent suddenly become hostile to what 4. So they should start firing at each other in a minute. There you go. Just had to wake up a bit, didn't I? Whoa, okay, that's a lot of firing. Wow, crazy. So that's what you could use that for. You can make it easier or harder for your players, it's entirely up to you. Now, create or edit intel is the same as the standard one I covered, except this gives you a couple more options. So I'll show you here. So instead of going through all this lot and then finding it and then putting it down and then all this, it gives you a little table. Oh, scroll down menu, sorry. And you can choose obviously the normal files, or you can choose the maps, or you can use a laptop, mobile phone, tablet, or rug tablet. Oh, I don't know what that is. That must be broken, don't it? So we're going to choose laptop. You can pick up the intel, or well, no. What this is when the player is looking at it, you get a little message across the screen that says pick up intel, or you can type in anything you like. You could say something like search laptop folders or something like that. This is how long it takes in seconds, so you could change that to say 10. If they do it, does the object become deleted or do they keep it with them? So that's entirely up to you how you want to do that. Intel title could be oh, I don't know, CCTV shows man being hit by football or something like that. And Intel text, this is going straight onto YouTube or something like that. And then you can just put so well. And then this is, you can it's up to you how you want this to do. You could have, if it's a Milsim, the guy who picks it up, if you click no one, he picks it up, he reads it, he then has to tell the team what he's found. Or if he's in the group instantly knows, or if it's a side, the whole side instantly knows. So it depends how you want to play the mission. And then whatever you chose, it just pops up. So I'll show you. Where's our happy guy gone? There he is. So remember I typed in something along the lines of there you go. Hold space to search laptop folders, and as you can see it takes about 10 seconds. Feels longer, that is 10 seconds. Boom! Found intel. CCTV shows man being hit by football. Unfortunately, because I'm still technically Zeus, I can't see it, but a little thing called intel would pop up here, and then it would have the title, and then it will have the description of it. That's how that works. So you can use that in any way you see fit. So that's all scenario flow, spawns, self-explanatory, advanced composition. This is just pre-built stuff that's spawned for you, like that. This goes well with development tool, because if you build, so let's say if you build a really nice outpost or FOB or something like that, and you want to use it again in the next mission, but you don't want to have to rebuild the whole thing, you select it and use advanced composition, and then you save it, and then click on spawn advanced composition, you find whatever you built, click on it, click spawn, and you got it straight away. So this saves a bit of time, which is nice. Now you can spawn mines, so you can create a minefield with anything you want. Number of mines, how much area it covers, and if it has warning signs or not. Be careful with the number you place in. If you put in a ridiculous amount, it can really lag up your game. So to be honest, my limit is 30. Any more than that, it just gets ridiculous, especially when they just walk through it and they keep dying all the time. The radius, you can make it as big as you want. So for example, we're here in Energia. I mean, that's what, about 200 meters, I think. So if I stick mines right more or less in the center, we'll do 200 meter radius, we'll make a minefield, and there you go. And obviously I've put warning signs up. And as you can see, pretty decent accurate estimate that was. So it creates a minefield nice and ready for you. Saves you doing it individually at a time. Now the explosions bit. Explosive is, let's say you've got a convoy and you just want to scare them. Oh, it don't work. Okay. Well, it's another way for you to create an IED. I mean, these ones are better, hidden well better than some of the other stuff, but it depends how quick you want to make it, really, or how interesting you want to make it. I mean, you got all sorts of options. See, you can do these ones one at a time, or you can use the whole quick build stuff. Spawn effects. This is effects, so you got your flares, smoke grenades, IR grenades, chem lights, light source, smoke pillars, tracers, custom fire. I'll just show smoke pillars. It just creates something like that. So if you say you got a bit in your scenario where there's like say there's been an artillery strike before the players arrive, you can make things like this, or you can add custom fire. So you got all this. I mean, oh, look at that. That's, oh, the little snake's going to go into it. Go into it. There you go. I mean, just play around with the spawn effects. I mean, that really didn't seem to do much, did it? But just play around with it. Just get to know it better. I mean, if I could spend forever going through all this stuff for you, but I'm just showing you basics to give you ideas. So, I mean, I can go through it in way more detail if you want me to. Just let me know. But otherwise, I'll just quickly go through it, and then you can just decide how it's going to be useful for you. Now, also, you've got submarine, trawler, USS Freedom, and the Liberty. So you can use them as part of your scenarios if you want. So you could have use this as a mobile base. You could say hunt the submarine, anything really. And then we got Zeus. We got a couple of new stuff. Add or remove editable object. So basically, this removes. Basically, does a nice massive cleanup for you. See, and vice versa. So if you got say you got a bit of a glitch, sometimes you put something down and the little yellow box goes, or the depending on what it is, the little identity goes. You can use that to bring it back. Again, just like that. So that can be quite nice for well, it doesn't really matter really, but yeah, if you've got loads of stuff and you're getting sick of seeing all the yellow boxes and God knows what else, it can just make your screen look a bit nicer. Especially if you just want to watch the players for a little while. Hi Zeus. Yeah, you can now see yourself if you want. I don't know why you would, but there you go. See, there I am. That's me. Yeah, that's me. And I can hide myself again. Maybe not. Oh, well, never mind. Really, you wouldn't really use it that much, to be honest. Probably more so on custom maps when you have to use a player to represent the Zeus, and then you can just hide them and make them invincible. Then you got your hints. So this pops up in here. So it could be something like, say, you got well, like going back to the IED scenario. You got your convoy, get ready to go, and then you could just send a hint saying IEDs are in the area. See, little pop up there. Obviously all the players will see it and then they can react to how they want. But you can use that for saying reinforcements are on the way, or oh, I don't know, the high value targets in the area, stuff like that. Promote to Zeus. If you're in game and you get bored of playing as Zeus, you can put this on the player and you basically swap places. That's all it does. It just saves you going back into the lobby and restarting. Switch side channel of Zeus. So the side channels, or this slot. So if you got, say, for example, your blue 4, it just changes the channel so you can talk to them. That's quite useful if you're doing you know, the 48+2, because then what you can do is you can use it. So Zeus you could use to talk to everybody, and then you can only talk to only Op 4, only Blue 4, only Independent. So these two others don't know what their mission objective is, or what they're, you know, something like that. So that's how you can use that. Oh. So switch unit. This works on AIs, as that little pop-up thing that showed. So we'll stick one down. Switch unit. It's basically just another quick way of taking control. And that's it. So that's the all the modules covered. Obviously there is still another video left for Achilles, because we have this cover as well as the helicopter side of it. Well, the vehicle side. So I'll go through that in the next video, and then after that, that will be Achilles covered. We'll then go on to Zeus Enhanced, which has a lot of similarities between Achilles, but there's a couple of extra things that you'll quite like. Excuse me, that you'll quite like. And then after that, well, I can do Milsim operations. I can show you me creating missions for players. I can do demonstrations. I can just make stuff up. So yeah, it can go anywhere really with this now. But well, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe, and don't forget to click those notifications, because I'm starting to up my game a bit now on this. I want to get more videos up and running for you guys, especially if you're enjoying them. So that way at least you'll know when a new one's up. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.